Most people spend their entire lives working hard, but not for themselves, for someone else's business, someone else's dream. They think owning a house, climbing the corporate ladder, and getting promotion is the path to financial freedom. But Robert Kiyosaki flips this mindset in chapter 3 of Rich Dad Poor Dad, titled Mind Your Own Business. This chapter isn't about starting a company tomorrow. It's about shifting your mindset from employee to employer, even while you still have a 9 to 5. Today, we are breaking it all down. For those new here, I'm Muzaffar Teja, qualified accountant, investment banker, and your guide to cutting through the noise of finance. On this channel, we don't just talk about money, we talk about owning your life. Think personal finance systems, self-development frameworks, wealth building mindset, and investment strategies that actually work. If that's your vibe, hit subscribe button and ring the bell. We drop game-changing content every week. The key message of this chapter is simple but powerful. The rich focus on building their own business. Everyone else work for someone else's. Now, Kiyosaki isn't saying that you should quit your job tomorrow. What he is saying is that most people confuse their profession with their business. That's a dangerous mistake. Let's take an example. Say you are a software engineer. Your profession is coding, but your business should be what you are building or owning outside your job. Are you investing? Do you own real estate? Are you creating something scalable? If not, you are still just building someone else's empire. Let me ask you a direct question. If your job disappeared tomorrow, how long could you keep paying your bills? If the answer is not very long, you don't own a business. You are dependent. This chapter encourages us to separate our active income from our wealth building vehicle. For most people, their job is the only income. But the wealthy, they treat their job like a funding source and use it to build their asset column. They mind their own business on the side, whether it's investing, building a brand, buying a property, or creating content. It's something that will eventually pay them even when they stop working. Kiyosaki says, the problem with working for money is you get taxed heavily. The more you make, the more they take. That's why rich people buy assets, not pay rises. The middle class, when they start earning more, buy liabilities that look like success. A newer car on finance, a bigger house with mortgage, designer clothes and flashy holidays. It look like progress, but in reality, they are locking themselves into higher expenses. The rich, they buy income generating real estate, stocks, intellectual properties, things that grow in value and pay them over time. Here is something to think about. When you are buying something expensive, ask yourself, does this buy me future time or cost me future time? That's financial IQ. Kiyosaki tells the story of how his rich dad owned multiple businesses, but most of his employees believed their job was their career. Rich Dad explained, my business is buying and building income generating assets. The company you work for, that's just the system I used to get there. He saw his fast food franchise not just as a restaurant, but as a cash flow machine to buy real estate and grow his portfolio. Meanwhile, his managers were focused on climbing ranks inside the store. He taught Robert, stay in your job, start minding your own business, grow your asset column on the side. Eventually that becomes your true security. This is mindset shift that separates employee from wealth builders. This doesn't mean you need to start a tech startup or open a retail shop. Kiyosaki defines your real business as the portfolio of assets you own that generate income. That could be rental properties, dividend-paying stocks or index funds, royalties from books, music, or YouTube content, digital products like courses or ebooks, an e-commerce store or blog with recurring sales, a personal brand that monetizes over time. Your business is anything that grows over time and earns without trading time for money. Think of it this way: your job pays the bill, your business builds your future. Are you feeding your future or just feeding your boss's goal? Here is the hard truth. Most people don't build their own business because they are too busy building someone else's. They get comfortable. The job pays the bills, promotion comes, then lifestyle inflation kicks in. They buy more stuff, take on more debt, and the idea of risk becomes terrifying. Kiyosaki says, the rich take calculated risks. The poor and middle class avoid risks and remain dependent. So ask yourself, are you afraid to start because you don't feel ready? Or are you choosing comfort over long-term freedom? If you don't build your business, who will? I love how this idea connects to other books too. In The Millionaire Fast Lane, MJ DeMarco says, if you don't control the system, you are the system. It talks about how real wealth comes from ownership, not hard work. In The Psychology of Money, Morgan Housel reminds us that building wealth has little to do with income and lots to do with behavior. And that's exactly what chapter 3 is about: a behavior shift from employee to investor, from consumer to creator, from dependent to independent. You can start small, but you have to start. Here is how you can start minding your own business today. Track your net worth monthly. If you don't measure it, you won't improve it. Identify liabilities masquerading as assets. The luxury car, the oversized home, start seeing them for what they are. Start a side hustle or income stream. This can be as small as digital product, freelancing, content creation, or flipping items. Read financial books and learn investments. You don't need a degree, just consistent curiosity. Reinvest returns into income producing assets. Don't spend your gains, grow your snowball. Start by setting this rule. Each month I will invest at least 10% of my income into something that pays me back. Chapter 3 of Rich Dad, Poor Dad isn't about quitting your job tomorrow. It's about planting a seed today. That seed, your own business, your own asset base, your financial independence. You can love your job and still build something of your own. In fact, you should. So let me ask you, what's your business? What are you building outside your job? Drop it in the comments. I would love to hear your plans. If this video gave you clarity or motivation, give it a like, share it with a friend who needs to hear this, and subscribe for more breakdowns like this. In the next video, we dive into chapter 4, the history of taxes and power of corporations. Trust me, it will open your eyes.